Hey guys, Mike with Long Range at the Lilies, here today to talk to you about something I perceive as a problem in our precision rifle shooting community, world, whatever you want to call it. And that problem is echo chambers, okay? Let me start by giving like a little bit of a history lesson. You know, I came into this sport and I still consider myself a newbie. I came into this sport back in like 2008, 2009. I took some training with Kalen Wojcik. Back then he had his own company, and then he rolled into Magpul and evolved into Modern Day Sniper, everything else that you see along the way. That's a huge tangent. Just to say Kalen's old. He's been around a long time. But my point in saying that is like I've been around for a little bit, and I wasn't as active then as I am now. But back then there was a very small community. It was very tight-knit, and it was mostly based around precision rifle as it relates to like quote-unquote sniper matches. And I think we owe those people a debt of gratitude for all the things they did for the sport back in the day. Somebody that comes to mind immediately is like Jacob Bynum. Like, that guy has contributed so much to the precision rifle world, and I think the world of him. Him and his wife Lisa are two of the best people I've met on this planet. Is he a little gruff? Yeah. Is he shy about hiding his opinions? Nope. But that's who Jacob is, and that's the kind of personality it takes to advance a sport. I still want to go shoot a rifles only match, even though it's, you know, quote unquote outlaw match. It's not aligned with the series. That doesn't mean it's not a good match. It's not relevant. It's not going to make me a better shooter. Have I shot one in a few years? No, I haven't had time to get down there. But I'd like to. So what's my point? Like, what am I getting at here, right? Well, the precision rifle world predominantly is divided into three camps. You have the PRS, you have the NRL Hunter now, and then you have outlaw matches, right? And I'm just talking centerfire here. Obviously there's rimfire, there's airgun, there's all these other things that are coming up now too, and it's all great. And this is exactly my point. Guys, if you want to be a good rifleman, shoot all of it. Like, get out there, try something new, become well-rounded. You're only going to be better. What I see as the problem is when you shoot a certain style, and that's the only style you shoot, and everything else in your mind is either not relevant or garbage. And there's nothing more closed-minded than that line of thinking. Like, there are things that I will only learn in the PRS. The PRS is advancing the sport when it comes to the science of hitting small targets really far. It is the pinnacle of technology. It's advanced the sport so much that I don't think a lot of people appreciate all the advances we have in precision rifle because of the PRS. And it's not just the sports side, guys. Like, I recently heard a guy say like, oh, you would never see a sniper carrying a tripod into combat. Wrong. You would never see a sniper carrying a sandbag into combat. Wrong. I've seen both. Am I a sniper? No. Do I support them? Have I seen what they carry into combat? Do I talk to them a lot about precision rifle shooting? Absolutely. Some of them are people that I consider some of my best friends. And we're constantly bouncing ideas off each other, which is the way something grows. The second you become closed-minded, you know it all, and everything else is garbage, is the second you lose relevance and your opinion is no longer valid. The NRL Hunter teaches things that you would never learn in the PRS. The idea behind find, range, engage, blind stages, no help, truly an individual sport where you're making your own wing call. It's not wing calls by groupthink or anything like that. It teaches a different skill set. Shooting lighter rifles requires a different skill set. Like, all of these things make you more well-rounded, which is why I do both. You know, and it's hilarious to me is there are people in the NRL community, I can think of a couple right off the top of my head, that, you know, they don't like whoever shoots in the PRS. Because I shoot in the PRS, I'm a PRS guy. It doesn't matter how many NRL Hunter matches I shoot, I will always be like a PRS Jersey boy, right? And then there are people in the PRS who, because I support the NRL Hunter and I run an NRL Hunter match, I'll always be an NRL guy, or I'll always be a West Coast guy, or I'll always be, you know, part of that camp. And it's kind of crazy to me because I spend all my time advocating for both of them and I feel like I can't win. And all that's fine. It's, you know, people are people. The internet is the internet. You can't let it really affect you. But you know, the more you're exposed to, like I got a phone call today, or actually Keeley did, from somebody in the air rifle world. And they were talking about wanting to get us to come out and shoot an air rifle match and everything else. And I'm all about it, guys. I want to go shoot an air rifle match just to see what it's capable of. This individual was telling me that they took game with an air rifle in Africa, plains game. That's crazy to me. I never would have thought of that. You know, my image of an air rifle goes back to the BB guns I used to shoot at my friends back when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be allowed in today's day and age, but it's what we used to do when I was a kid. And obviously air rifles have come a long way and they can do some incredible things. 22 rifles. Guys, the stuff people are doing with 22s is incredible. And it's accessible. You don't need a lot of land. You can get good training value out of it. Like if you poo-poo or crap on these things, just because it's not what you do, you are the problem. Like, I have no room or grace for you at all. And I think the worst faction of this group of people that are crapping on everything, are the people that are no longer relevant. They either used to compete and now they don't compete, or they're ostracized for the community for whatever reason, and all they do is crap on the community. It's this, it's that. Like I was recently involved in an online social media thing where they were talking about a new match run out at Cameo, Colorado, which is one of my favorite places on the planet. And a guy, Walt, who runs that place, who I consider a friend, came up with this idea. But it's kind of like a hunter match, but there's a couple tweaks on it. It's different. It's its own thing entirely. But they don't allow support bags and tripods. And all I did on this person's Facebook page is, you know, they're advertising it. And I said, well, that's an interesting decision not to use tripods because in hunting, that's what I use the glass from, which is like 90% of the hunting I do out west. So why would we ban that? And then Chris Way came back and said, hey, you know, it's not based around finding targets at all. The targets are, you know, pointed out for you. And so there's no need for a tripod. And it's a way to challenge yourself as a marksman. Cool. Like, I get that answer. Great answer. Like, yeah, I gave it a thumbs up and I thought that was the end of it. Well, in comes this person and their little echo chamber of friends. And they're just like, oh, of course, PRS Jersey boys are crapping on something that's not the PRS. And it's like, out of nowhere, right? Completely unnecessary. And then when you dig down deep into it, you see who the person is that's saying this, and you understand that they're not relevant at all. The only thing that keeps their name in the minds of shooters anywhere is picking fights on social media and turning molehills into mountains and trying to act like they know everything. And it's really, really a shame. It honestly is a shame, because the person that I had this altercation with actually deserves a little bit of credit as an OG in this game. They've brought a lot to this game. They've contributed a lot over the community, but they're such a jackass, it's almost impossible to respect them. I know I don't respect them anymore. I tried to have a civil conversation, say, hey man, pick up the phone, give me a call, we'll talk it out. Because I think you're going like way overboard with this and turning it into like a personal thing when I'm just asking a personal question. You know, is that the internet? Yeah. Is it social media? Yeah. I mean, social media does a lot of great things for us, but it's also kind of a pain in the ass in this way. So, I mean, that's kind of the unfortunate side of things, right? And that person lives in their echo chamber. The only people they interact with is some people that they agree with. And if you don't agree with them, you're an idiot, you're an asshole. It's kind of the same tactic that liberals take all the time. And I don't want to get into politics on this podcast, but like the thing in America to do right now is like, if you're not with me, then you're the worst person ever. And I come up with all these vile names to call you. And in the shooting world, that it's like Jersey boy is like this thing. Oh, you're just a Jersey boy. And because I called you a Jersey boy, that's like the ultimate put down. There's no comeback for that. Well, the comeback is I'm a far better shooter than you are. So you just have to live with that. Anyway, I digress. This isn't meant to be a personal attack on somebody. The message behind it is, guys, get out of your echo chamber. Go try something new. Become a more well-rounded shooter. Like the best example I can think of this is a guy by the name of Daniel Horner. For those of you that don't know him, he's one of the best 3-gun shooters in the world. And so obviously he's good with a pistol, a carbine, and a shotgun. But if you give that dude a precision rifle, which he has done multiple times, he's really stinking good at it. He's good at a lot of things. I'm pretty sure if I gave him a slingshot, he would be successful at it. You know why? Because he's well-rounded. He transfers fundamentals and he takes things he learns in this sport and he translates it to this sport. And if you look at the guys that are successful at high levels, be it Olympic shooting, 3-gun, precision rifle, whatever, they are constantly looking for sources of inspiration, not only in other areas of their community, but in professional sports, professional racing, wherever they feel like they can learn something and gain an advantage, they're going to listen to it and they're going to ingest it and they're going to try and apply it. And that is what's going to separate them from everybody else who is living in their echo chamber, who only listens to the people around them. And, you know, if the shoe fits, wear it. You know, it could apply to what type of bag you use, what kind of rifle chassis you use. Try everything, make your own opinions, get out of your own echo chamber, and go learn something. Go shoot. And more importantly, take somebody who doesn't shoot with you shooting so we can grow this community and grow this sport instead of spending all our time trying to tear it apart. I'm sorry if that was a little bit of a rant. I'm sorry if it hurt. You know what? I'm not sorry if it hurts your feelings. If it hurts your feelings, it's probably because you're guilty. Anyway, guys, this is me ranting. It's been a while since I got on my soapbox and went off, but that's kind of, you know, what I felt was necessary. It's what's been weighing on my mind. If you want to reach out to me and have a conversation about it, I'm more than happy to have a civil conversation about it. If you want to get online and just call everybody names, I just don't have time for you. I'm probably not going to respond. So, guys, get out there, go shooting. We'll see you on the range. Bye.